something in there.
Yeah.
I think a big part of where what's important when in terms of rapport is how much that person puts value on the other person. If one person doesn't have any value, like says, okay, I'm just talking to this person, whatever, I don't really care if they, like me or not, and that person breaks rapport, then that person, then the previous person might not care. But if that person really wants that other person to be their friend or whatever, and they break rapport, then it might affect them emotionally a little bit.
Yeah, well, if you have, okay, so attraction is based off this idea, it's a perception of value, right? So if I perceive, for example, we have this pen, right? There's a pen. If I don't need that pen for the rest of this lecture, what's the value of the pen? It's 0. But what if I need it to finish this lecture? Right? It has some value if you guys actually want me to finish the lecture. So somebody would probably go up and go and get it if I asked them to. So depending on the context and the values, there's a couple different ingredients that are involved. Like it changes the perceived value of that object. Everything has a perceived value, right? So for example, I have a glass of water and I've just drank a gallon of water. It probably doesn't have a lot of value, but if I've been walking through the desert for 3 days, it has an enormous amount of value, right? So when something is perceived as being valuable, whether it's a human being, and who knows why it is, maybe they're fun to be around, maybe you're physically attracted to them, maybe you like the way that you feel when you're around them because they have a particular title or status, who knows, there's all these different variables. Maybe you like being intimate with them, maybe you just like being around them. There's all these different reasons, like we're not going to break them all up here today, but anytime you perceive something as being valuable, you'll try to get close to it. And that is the basis of attraction. Does that make sense? On the flip side, so in order to kind of have a relationship with somebody, whether it's like even a friendship or even, let's say you were married to somebody for 50 years or whatever, and you were deeply in love, you managed to pull that off. And there's not very many people who do, but at the other end of the spectrum, you need at the two ends of the spectrum, you either need attraction or a certain level of comfort, right? So attraction is the perception of value, and when somebody's attracted to you, they try to get close to you, or when you're attracted to someone, you try to get close to them. Comfort is this idea that people feel comfortable around you. A lot of it's tied to kind of judgment. They don't feel like you. The fastest way to make someone feel comfortable around you is not to judge them. There's other components as well, like falling into rapport. For example, like if we did this exercise where we match and mirror, people instinctively do this. Like if we walked into a bar right now, we could walk around the room and we could see all the people in rapport because they're matching and mirrored. Right? Like when you yawn and everyone starts to yawn, that's part of one of the ways that we kind of fall into rapport with people. But when somebody's comfortable with you, they allow you to get close to them. Or when you're comfortable around somebody, they allow you to get close to them. Or if you're comfortable with someone, you allow them to get close to you. Whatever. So those are the two extremes, but in any relationship, you have to have a combination of the two, usually. You could have one extreme or the other. Somebody could just feel really comfortable around you and you can have a relationship. It probably will not be very strong. And you could have a situation where someone's just really attracted to you. It'll probably be really superficial, but you can have one extreme or the other. And I talked about this more in some of the other classes, like what are scenarios where that could be true. But yeah, you have to have a combination of those two things. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Cool. I'm going to get out of the technical stuff because we're